Do 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 do. Lemons and limes. Do. You're not gonna scam me.
Here we go, kill the whistle. Oh yeah. We are going for a whole hour. Straight dog talk and the song. Jump on in and speculate. Show up on time, don't be weak and late. We are community, so don't hate. And learn to cooperate. Yeah, hit that like button and do your thing. 5 membership will get you in. So let's talk dogs and don't waste no time. Monday 7 p.c.s.t. Don't come doing the HATE. Otherwise Hollywood will give you the BYE. Here we go, kill the whistle. Oh yeah, we are going for a whole hour. Straight dog talk and a song. Jump on in and speculate. Show up on time, don't be weak and late. We are community, so don't hate. And learn to cooperate. Hit that like button and do your thing. 5 membership will get you in. So let's talk dogs and don't waste no time. Monday 7 p.c.s.t. Don't come doing the HATE. Otherwise Hollywood will give you the BYE.
Hollywood gave you an intro that was not supposed to come out, and I guess y'all got a little bit of insight what goes on that little head of his. Either way, man, let me bring on Michael Higginson. What's up, big dog?
What's going on, fam?
Hey, wait a minute. Hollywood wants to tell us something. Let me bring him in. Hold on, man. What's up, Hollywood?
Hey man, we didn't tell me we were live. What the hell?
Well, that's what you get, man. That was pretty funny. What you got to say,
look,
man?
Tonight we're gonna be doing some lemons with Raul. Every time he says fam, you have to catch him. Because you know he likes to say fam a lot, so we got him eating some lemon. But here's the trick. You gotta catch him within the first 3 to 5 seconds, or it's not going to count. You got to catch him.
What about Mike Higginson? I'm the only one eating lemons.
Mike, he gets fam, but he also, every time he yawns, since we know he likes to yawn,
well,
he's going to catch he's going to catch a lime. Or you can donate $10. You can donate $10 and get a lemon or lime.
You gonna do me like that? I gotta eat the whole.
Hell yeah.
I ain't eating the skin, bro, but I'll eat the everything except the pit and the skin. How about that?
What about an extra 10 for you to eat the skin?
Nah, we ain't doing that, buddy. We ain't doing that, buddy. I'll throw up all over.
Hey, you know I can slip that one.
All right.
No, that's too much. That's too much. Hey, fun fact though, I had a grandmother that used to eat the skin of oranges and limes and everything because she said it was good for you.
How old did she live to?
80. No, she's still alive. He's still alive.
Took you a second to think. All right, man. So if I say fam, right? They got what, 5 seconds to let you
got about 5 seconds.
Gotta eat a lemon and they get a free spin.
And a free spin, yes.
And Mike has to eat a lime as well.
Yep. And if he yawns, y'all have to eat one.
If they donate, then I gotta eat the lemon, he's gotta eat the lime. If he yawns, I gotta eat the lemon, he's gotta eat the lime. All right, Mike. I hope you
that's why y'all gotta hold each other accountable. So you know how it is in the military. One person messes up, they all do it. That's just how this is rolling.
You already got Adam Fields talking about where's the hot sauce.
For the record, I do a lot better with hot sauce and sour stuff. It's gonna be rough for me, baby.
Wow.
Man, let me tell you, when they ate that hot sauce, it made me and Raul look like wimps. I'm telling you, because I thought, man, are they gonna ever stop eating this stuff? I know it's hot.
Well,
that was some bad stuff.
Let's get this conversation started, and I'm gonna make sure. Marie says, how about $50? You add a few drops of the hot sauce. No, we're not doing the hot sauce tonight, man. I got to prepare for the hot sauce. I got to eat ice cream before and ice cream after because
of course.
And it comes out even hotter, man.
Of course, you know my wife's going to say something, get me in even more hot sauce.
There you go. But
you almost put me in the hospital last time. Jeez.
Hey, let's jump in on topic. Kyle, you let me know, man. And
oh yeah, you're gonna know it.
You know, if they catch me saying that word, then hey, it is what it is. Infamous says, what about $20? You eat both the lemon and lime. I only got lemons and he only has limes, man. So we'll be better prepared next time. All right.
And what's up with our community, man? You know, as soon as they
ain't trying to help you, man. They don't care.
Double down on us already.
They don't give a crap about you. They want to see us burn, baby.
Oh man, jeez.
But listen, man, tonight we're hitting on a topic that is, I'm going to be saying a couple of stories, and these stories are going to kind of give us insight as to why all of a sudden I evolved and I decided to add certain things in my contracts, right? There's certain things in contracts that you must have in there for your protection. Also, contracts can make or break you. Also, there are certain tendencies that are happening that we're going to have to talk about. Freddie Strivia says the hot sauce was great. Lives, guys, it was so great. She's cracking up. Raymond Bulls, it's weird to have limes, but not lemons in the home. Lemons are so much more common. He's cracking up. What's up, QBN fam? Perfect storm. So listen, let me tell you guys, we're going to jump into topic here. I just want to let you guys know that throughout time, even when it comes to contracts, I've had to evolve, right? So let me give you an example. What?
You read the comment.
Nah. You can't do that, man.
Hey, he said it. You said, "What's up, QBN fam?" Is that wrong?
Jesus Christ.
You said the word.
They're calling you out.
Read comments too. Go ahead, Mike. Grab your lime.
They're calling you out, Raul. I can't do nothing about it. They're calling y'all out. Yeah, it's the military. When one messes up, they all mess up. That's how it works.
Man.
God dang.
Mike, you're as red as my shirt.
Woo.
All right.
That sucker lit me up. That's the most sour lime I ever had.
There you have it.
That's good. Your wife knew how to pick them this time.
You got listen. Look, I told you they don't care about you. Look, they breaking down laughing right now, man.
Oh,
Jesus. Well, I did have a little bit of an itch in the back of my throat. It's gone now. All right, Miss Sarah Holland. I have a feeling you were behind this somehow and kind of set it up. I'll be more careful going forward. All right. Mike's reaction is everything. They're just breaking down. Lemon is a great liver cleanser. Yeah, I have a feeling we're gonna have some clean livers by the time we're done tonight. Eating tangerines. No, man, these are lemons, dude. Look, they're lemons. Come on now. I was behind it. I told them you said it. Okay, I know. I wouldn't put it past you, Miss Sarah. It says, wait. What is Mike's thing we have to call out when he yawns? If he yawns, then we both get it.
Y'all know there's no way around me yawning at some point.
So you just need a little honey now. No, that's the beauty of it. There's no honey. And let me just go back to the comment because I guess that person is getting, perfect storm. You got yourself a free spin at the end of the live, my friend. So good shot. Either way, let me get into the contracts, man. So the first contract I ever signed to get a bully, before I signed it, the guy that was selling me the dog was trying to get 3 stud backs from the dog. So I went ahead and looked. And back then you could put prices on puppies, right? This we're talking about, what is it, 2016? This before, you could put prices on how much you're selling, how much you want. And he had on there that the range for the pups, right, was $3,500 to $2,500. And here he is selling me a pup at $3,000 with 3 stud backs. I kind of thought that that was odd and unfair. So I brought it up and I said, look, 3 stud backs, I think that's a bit much. That's almost like you're renting the dog to me to a certain extent. At that point, I realized I had the leverage. I hadn't paid anything or signed anything just yet. So long story short, he ended up making the contract for $2,500. My whole point to you guys is that is the time to bring up whatever you're not feeling comfortable with. Do not feel out leveraged by the breeder. If the breeder is selling you the dog, it's because they want that money for that dog. They're exchanging. They're willing to exchange for it. Now, there may be a possibility where that breeder has 5 people behind you wanting the same pup. You may be SOL. But at the same time, do you really want to get into a contract negotiation where this guy has all the leverage and you have none? What do you think about that, Mike?
Yeah, I agree, man. You don't want to get in that pinch like that. I think the very first thing you're discussing something with a breeder that involves a contract, you know, and you say, hey, like, we're pretty serious about doing this. Let's go ahead and take a look at that contract.
Oh, hold on a sec. Hold on a second, man. Hold on a second. Kyle, do you have lime and lemons in your house?
No, sir, not. That's why I wish you would have told me before we did this.
Okay, because this guy just said, did he just yawn, which he did, and you didn't say anything.
Nobody.
Me?
I'm waiting for somebody to say something, and I went to play the playback because I didn't see him.
Okay,
Who yawned?
okay,
I
okay.
yawned?
Yeah, you
That's what
did
they
one
said.
of these.
No, I didn't yawn. I will cover it up, but I didn't yawn.
Oh, man. All right. Hey, look, another thing that I'm going to tell you guys that I think you should have in every single contract. Now, I know all of you, especially the newer people, oh, I want health guarantees. If the breeder is not giving you an embark, there's no such thing as a health guarantee. I'm going to tell you why. I sold a dog to this one guy, and this guy, you know, typical. And look, I'm gonna say, because I'm Latino, so I can say what it is. He thinks he's smarter than the average bear, right? So this cat buys the dog from me, and then he turns around, and 6 months later, he gets in contact with me, and he says the puppy has a heart murmur. I said, okay. What do you mean the puppy has a heart murmur? So when you took the puppy from me, you had 72 hours to take to a vet. Did you take him to the vet? The answer was yes. Did he have a heart murmur then? The answer was no. Okay. What are you feeding the pup? Oh, he even sent me a picture. I'm feeding this no grain brand. I forgot what it was. I said, bingo. Because I know full well that no grain, in particular with pups that are medium to large breed, can cause heart murmurs. Okay. And so I told the guy, I said, listen, I need you to go to your vet and ask him if, you know, no grain causes heart murmurs, right? Which he did. And the vet told him it did. But when he called me, he said, that's not what the vet said. I said, okay, that's not a problem, bro. If that's how you want to play it, no issues. But this is what's going to happen. I'm going to show you an article where, you know, no grain dog food kibble can actually cause a heart murmur in a puppy. And I showed him not just one article, many articles. He still was reluctant. He was claiming that I knew that the puppy had a heart murmur, this, that, and the third. So I really liked the pup. The pup was actually, it was a first pick pup. So I said, okay, tell you what, no issues. I'm going to let you bring the pup back. And I had a pup here, which was maybe a third pick pup. I had shown him a picture of it. And he says, yes, I'll take him. He says, but I want health guarantees. And I said, okay, no issue. So he came here and he dropped off the pup and he took the new pup. I gave him the health guarantee of no heart murmur. He had 72 hours to take to the vet. However, I also included in the contract that he couldn't feed no grain puppy food, and that the guarantee was only there for the next 72 hours. Therefore, if he develops a heart murmur after that, it wouldn't be on me. For some reason, we lost Mike. So long story short, this dummy calls me back. Pup is 6 months old, telling me the puppy's got the second puppy has a heart murmur. Here I am with the original pup he had. By the time he was 1 year old, that pup did not have a heart murmur anymore, right? So he didn't learn his lesson the first time. My point to you guys is you need to know what you're putting on the contract, both as a buyer, but also as a seller. Otherwise, these people will rob you blind based on guarantees that make absolutely no sense. Let me bring Mike in. Mike, you all right?
Yeah.
You dropped off there for a sec.
Yeah, I had it
Hey,
on Do Not
I will
Disturb, but
say,
somehow a call's coming through.
yeah, but everybody's saying, man, he went off screen to yawn. That's what he was doing.
Oh my! Why I
Did
gotta
you
be a
yawn?
cheater? Everybody thinks I'm cheating. Really?
Look at the comments.
Yeah.
Oh man! Look! I'll eat one on the house. How about that? Would that make everybody feel better? Look. Here's for all you skeptics out there.
Nah, don't eat it. Don't eat it just yet. Don't eat it just yet.
All right.
Hold on.
Look,
I'm dropping a link. I'm dropping a link. I have somebody that wants to show off their dog, and if they're 7.5 or higher, they're gonna get a free spin. I just dropped the link. Find the link, and we're gonna bring you on, and we're gonna go ahead and judge your dog once you bring him on.
I want to say something, Raul, about the contract. We were, we kind of got past it before I could say it, but I think at which point you're talking back and forth with a breeder and you decide like, hey, we're interested in a puppy.
Right.
And then it's like, okay, well, I've got one. Which pick do you want? You're talking about deposits. And then it's like, okay, we've decided we want to go through with this, but we'd like to look at the contract.
Right.
That's how that goes. So as the buyer, at which point we decide to go forward, I want to look at the contract. That's the next thing. And because the contract is going to determine to me the next step of my decision, whether or not I move forward.
Hey, I have a question for you on that, because I think you bring up a very good point. My question is this. If you're interested in one of my pups or in a breeder's pup, and you ask for the contract, and when he or she sends you the contract, it is a leverage-laden contract. Something like, I get 4 stud backs from the male, plus first pick on his first 2 breedings, plus whatever ridiculous things that could be added to it. When you get a contract like that, do you negotiate at that point with the breeder? Or when you see him going that far off, you're like, screw you, I don't want the dog anymore. What do you do?
Honestly, man, that's a bad taste for me. Something you and I have in common. I expect somebody to have integrity, and I expect them to shoot me straight like I would shoot them straight. And as soon as they show me that they're on something else, then you can't really fix that with me, because you had your, I'm a good customer, and my money's, I earn my money. And so if I'm going to give that money to you, and now it's your side of it to prove to me that as the breeder that you're going to take care of your customer.
Right.
And then you drop the ball. And so it's like, you know what? Never mind. Because you can't fix that, and it's not okay for people to be taken advantage of. And
what if
to me I don't get down like that, so I have high expectations of somebody when I deal with them.
Let me play devil's advocate, right?
Okay.
So what if, without them knowing, they're showing you their cards? Think about it. What if without them knowing, right? They are showing you their cards. And what I mean by that is when somebody writes a contract like that, to me, you're being very arrogant. What it means to me is you got 10 people behind me wanting to buy that pup, which means you should not back up not 1 millimeter in negotiations with me because you got 10 people behind me wanting to pay the same amount for the dog, right? So that's where I'll say something to the extent of, hey, man, 4 stud credits may be a bit much. What do you think about 2? And if that dude takes a step back and he says, I can do 2, now I know you're full of shit. You don't have 10 people behind me wanting to buy that pup. And now the hunter becomes the prey. Now I'm about to gouge your eyes out. Now I'm gonna tear it up, because now what I'm gonna say is, you're asking $4,000. What if I pay you $3,500 straight up cash? Now I'm starting to tear you up. Yeah, now I'm starting to turn the tables. And then I'm like, once I say $3,500 cash, and you're thinking in your head, okay, if it was $4,000, I got to pay $800 worth of taxes on this. If I pay you through Cash App or PayPal or whatever, as long as it's reported, you're going to have to pay taxes on it. But if I pay you $3,500, you're not paying taxes on that. In fact, you're putting money in your pocket. Once you jump on wanting my cash, now I'm really going to hurt you, because then I'm going to say, you know what, man, I'm really thinking about it, but I really don't want to give you any stud credits on this, bro. I mean, I'm willing to give you the $3,500. I think that's a fair price cash, but I want to give you no stud credits at that point. Trust you me. If this dude was asking for 4 credits up front and he accepted 2, and now you're bringing up paying up cash, they're going to bend over and spread the cheeks. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. I'm just throwing that out there for a lot of the new ones, okay? Because there's a lot of breeders out here. They're nothing than dirty little scammers, bro. And the way they catch you is on the contract, fam. You know, and you got to be paying attention. You know, you got to be paying attention. Otherwise, here you are paying $5,000 on a dog that you still got to give this guy four stud backs on. It's ridiculous. By the way, I said fam about 12 seconds ago, and y'all didn't pick up. So I'm not eating a lemon on it.
Hey, I'll say
I threw
this.
it in there. Yeah.
Somebody could have got you again where you repeated
Well,
what you
actually,
said.
remember the delay. Everybody said it right here.
Where?
Remember the delay.
Man.
That's why you gotta wait on me, bro.
What kind of friend are you?
Golly.
Jeez, look at Adam. You see what Adam? Hey, you see?
With a friend like Kyle.
Cheers, cheers, my friend.
Hey, wait a minute. Who gets the spin? I need to know who gets the spin before I eat it.
That was Queen's first said it.
Make sure you put a little star by Queen so we could spin her at the end.
Well, I'm writing them down. You know I got my notebook.
All right, here we go, man. You ready? 1, 2, 3.
Every time, Mike.
Yeah. Oh, son of a gun.
Woo. Dang, Mike. Hey, look, you didn't even have to go in the sun this time.
Dang, Mike. You do get red, bro.
Oh, man, that's tough.
Hey, at least it ain't like Adam, because I forgot to call him Sunday. Look, he's trying to get me to get some hot sauce this whole dang life. I'm trying to stick it to me. Man,
we have a Christina Higginson cracking up here while she's watching us, by the way.
Don't laugh at me, baby. Don't co-sign this behavior.
Just breeze over my wife's comments.
Oh, man. Yeah. By the way, this is Kyle's wife, so we're gonna read it well. I think Kyle needs hot sauce every time he doesn't notice you said it, Raul. I think we need to do that.
Hey,
so when I miss, he's got to take hot sauce. That would be perfect circuit here amongst All three.
Sarah, go ahead and go in there and get some hot sauce and get it on standby for us.
Yeah, Kyle, you got hot sauce over there?
Oh yeah, he's got hot sauce.
Okay, go get it, buddy. Go get it. We're gonna play this game where it's fair all the way around, man.
I will say this. You know, I said a minute ago that it does leave a bad taste in my mouth. But let's say I'm thinking in a perfect scenario.
You're talking about the lime or the lemon?
Oh, but the contract, right? So if let's say that this is a dog that I know I need in my program, like it's not just some dog, it's a big deal. And I don't like the contract. Do I think it's appropriate to say, listen, man, I'm interested in this dog, but I don't like this contract. We're going to have to change some things in here, or we're not going to do business. Do I think that's appropriate? I think so.
I'm gonna give y'all a little lesson on leverage when it comes to dog contracts. If it's a dog I want and I've done my homework and I feel the breeder does have 5 or 10 people behind the dog, then, you know, I'm going to do what I can to lock in my dog. So how much are you asking for the dog? I want $5,000. I'm going to pay you $6,000, but I want this, and that.
Okay.
That's how I do it. I want $5,000. I'm going to give you $6,000, but I want this. You have 72 hours to take the dog to the vet and give me a health certificate. Following that, I need a guarantee that the dog will be mine by the time the 10 weeks come up. Otherwise, you will owe me, okay, $12,000 for keeping me in the loop. Why I say this? Because a lot of times when a pup is that amazing, all of a sudden this other breeder starts getting in his ear, and then this other one, or a family member or a friend or whatever. And next thing you know, hey, man, hey, we're going to give you the pup. And then, because I don't want him to use what I'm about to pay him as leverage to do business with somebody else. And so I'm going to pay, you're asking for $5,000. I'm going to pay you $6,000. But this is what I need. I need 72 hours. I need a health certificate followed up by a 100% guarantee that the pup is mine at 10 weeks. And that's how I lock it in.
I like that.
You know,
it takes the ball, it puts the ball back in your court.
Yeah, it goes back to I get leverage again, even if it means I got to pay more for it. There are certain moments in time that I do feel that you got to do that. But do I do that with every? No, I think I've only done that with one dog in 10 years that I've been breeding. I've only done it with one dog, and I felt that she was the one, and I wanted to lock it in, and I didn't care what, you know, paying an extra $1,000 for a female dog. Come on, bro. The minute she drops a litter, she's going to give you more than that. So that wouldn't be an issue. But I'm just saying, this is how you add a little bit of leverage to yourself. One thing I'm going to tell you guys, those that are selling in particular, if you're going to be writing a contract, I'm going to tell you this. It's going to hurt, but it's the truth. I strongly recommend, obviously, that you use your county and your city courts as where if there's a disconnect on the contract, that's where it will be disputed. However, let me tell you this. Say I'm over here in Cleveland, Texas, and my county's Montgomery County, but you live in New York City. If you break the contract, there's no way in hell I can force you to come to Montgomery County in order to fix this dispute, right? So you got to be very much aware of this. In order to be able to pull that off, when that person is here in Cleveland, Montgomery County, we're going to go to someone, right, that we're going to have to sign in front of, and they are a certified notary. Now, all bets are off, buddy. Now you could be in New York City when the fit hits the shan. I can dispute my stuff here in Montgomery County, Cleveland, and you're going to have to bring your happy butt down here because we're going to make that part of the contract. You see what I'm saying? We're going to say if there's a dispute, I don't care what state you're in, you agree to come back down to Montgomery County. If you do not include that in your contract, that person, unless they got a ticket or they got jailed or anything like that in your county, you can't force them to come to the table.
Well, let me ask you this. How should a person get a proper contract drawn up? What kind of attorney should they deal with? You know, how do you know that all your bases are covered? Is there a format? Is it completely personalized? Do attorneys that deal with those kind of things kind of know the ins and the outs of it, or what do you think about that?
Bro, let me tell you, I've dealt with about 3 attorneys before I got my contract done. They had no clue. The way they sell themselves to you is all contracts are universal and you can specify them to whatever industry or whatever you have going on. The problem of the matter is they have no clue or idea how people behave on the other end of buying the pups. You do, right? But you can't, at the time of making a contract, I can't sit there and try and talk to a lawyer about every scenario I can think of. There's going to be scenarios that are going to slip my mind. And at the end of the day, yeah, he or she's a lawyer, but they're just novices in what they're doing. I had a lawyer once write up a contract where he was guaranteeing these health guarantees that I didn't feel comfortable with. A health guarantee until dog is 3 years old? Are you freaking kidding me? How do I know you didn't buy the dog and you go and beat it with a stick every Friday? I don't know that. You know, you see what I'm saying? So I don't know. I can tell you the last lawyer I had, he was only there to review the contract I wrote. Only again because they would come up. I guess lawyers have access to templates or things of that nature. And they bring them in. They just don't make sense, or they're either too generic or too specific. They just don't make sense. And lawyers are like anybody else. They want to make a lot of money off of you, but they don't want to give you a lot of their time, right? So I actually had to sit there and do things. So there's things that I've included in my contracts that I learned a hard lesson on. First and foremost, deposits are non-refundable, period. Why? Why did I ever get to the point where I had to say, deposits are non-refundable? First of all, deposits are non-refundable in this industry. You could go to any breeder. They're all going to tell you deposit is non-refundable. Why is it that they're all saying that? They're all saying that because you have these window shoppers or men that don't consult with their wives, and after they find out that the deposit is in your hands, 4 or 5 weeks have gone by, you haven't marketed the pup, all of a sudden he wants his deposit back. Yeah, you know, imagine you're in jail and you say, hey, I want my Snickers bar back. You know, it's not going to go down that easy. And pretty much that's why deposits are completely non-refundable in this industry, because you got too many of these dummies that think, oh, I just seen another puppy I want. I'll just take the deposit from Peter and pay Paul. And here you are. There was 3 or 4 weeks you didn't market your dog, all because of this dummy undecisiveness. And no. Mambo Jenkins, what's good, fam? Let's get it in. Let's talk dogs. You got it, man. Kenyon Weber. He is Blue Buffalo Batter, good food. Kenyon, you're going to have to either become a member or join us when we're talking about dog food, bro. Adam Fields. Okay. No industry, Raul. That's the risk of the deposit, though. Prepay for the good shit. Now, I will say this, though. I have paid deposits on pups. Dang. What happened now? I can't hear you. You're muted. That's hot sauce. You're muted.
Hey, I'm telling you right now, I'm not getting caught with this.
You still got the bottle.
Hey, that's it.
Dude,
That's
I
what
got the
me
3
right there.
set. I got the 3 sets deal, and it goes out at the end of this year. So we got to figure out live where we're going to be doing this. But I have a feeling I'm going to be doing this at least once tonight.
So Reyes is the one that caught me this time. Thanks a lot, Reyes. I thought you liked me. All right. All right, Mike, you ready, man? Let me get the pit out.
I want lemons.
All right, you ready, man? We're doing this
Ready
in
as
3,
I'll ever be.
3, 2, 1. Let's go. That one hit me, bro.
Oh. Dang, man.
Yeah, that'll clear your old liver.
Hey.
Jesus Christ.
Y'all never get a yawn out of me with all these limes I'm eating.
Raul said hot sauce and Kyle, and I got real quiet. I ain't saying shit.
I'll get right.
Yes, sir.
All right. Let's get back on topic here, man.
So, Raul, would you recommend, say, if you're a young breeder and you're trying to develop a contract, that you get with somebody you trust and kind of bounce it back and forth and like, hey, I think I got a good contract. We read it and see it, what you think. You're like, you didn't say anything about this or that. It's like, you're right.
Here's the thing, bro. Everybody wants something for free, and right, it sucks. So I'll get people all the time tell me, hey, man, go ahead and send me the contract on that puppy. I'll let you know. Sure, buddy. Here I am. I paid $8,000 to a lawyer to overlook my contract so you can get it for free and make it your contract because you're just that much smarter than the average bear. You see what I'm saying? So this is another reason why if you want to see my contract, you got to pay a deposit. You want to copy it and do whatever you want after that, that's fine, but we got your $1,000 here. And if you decide to run away, you ran away, and I'm going to get something for it. Otherwise, like I did originally, start passing out the contract and, hey, let's photocopy this. This is QBN. He's giving it out for free. You see?
So
Cousin Ralph.
So you don't get a contract till you pay a deposit. Bottom line.
No. I don't know if you're serious about buying my puppy until you pay a deposit because the deposit is non-refundable. Now, you paid $1,000. All right, we're going to stop everything. And this puppy is going to be guaranteed to you at 10 weeks. Where at that point, if you decide, you can walk away or you pay the full amount, right? But we're not going to sit here and send you legal documents or advise you or let you come here and, walk around the yard all day, and you haven't dropped a deposit. No, bro, that's not about to happen. That's not about to happen. Louis DeMille says, I think you should get the 3 reputable breeders like Raul and combine the 3 contracts information that you receive. Make your own off all the information that you receive from the 3 and then implement some of your ideas. You'll never hit everything, but you can adjust it as you grow and as you experience different situations. Louis, I think that's an exceptional comment, and I think is an exceptional advice for anybody that's coming in. I didn't say fam.
Didn't have to when Mike's over there yawning.
Mike, you son of a biscuit.
He didn't even notice. He didn't even realize he did it. Look at his face.
Who caught him? Infamous?
Let me see. First one, Infamous.
Infamous. All the way Mariana Island. Shouldn't you be sleeping or something?
Let me slide one time,
Jesus
man.
Christ,
No, it's been a long day.
All right, Mike. Hey, it's your yawn. I'm gonna let you count to 3.
1, 2, 3.
Do the shake. Do the wobble.
Man.
Oh.
Mike said he'd take that hot sauce any day over them dang lemons and limes. I think Mike can take that hot sauce,
Infamous
man.
is over here pushing your buttons, man. Mike, eat it up.
Oh,
man.
That's bad. That's bad. That's so sour, man.
Any advice on this looking like it's going to get easier? I'm thinking a way to make it easier. I'm not sure what you're asking, really. It says, I love y'all, but this is too fun. All right. Well, look, yeah, if you do buy pups, say, off of me and off of another breeder, you could definitely go over the contracts at that point and put them together and kind of figure out what you want to do. If you're brand spanking new, if you don't have a contract, if you haven't bought a puppy where you're able to see a contract or anything like that, my recommendation then to protect yourself would probably be buy cash and no contract. Why is that? Because if you're brand spanking new and the breeder's going to smell you. He's going to know you're brand spanking new. And that's where he or she is going to want to say, oh, well, I want first pick off of his production, and I want 4 stud credits, and every Wednesday you got to come here and clean my porch, and once every other month you got to change my oil. I'm just saying, right? So at that point, I think it'd be better if you just say, okay, well, tell you what, how much you want for the dog? $3,500. Okay, $3,500. Do you have a health guarantee from the vet? If the answer is no, don't buy. You can say, look, I'm willing to buy, but I need you to take him to the vet and get a health guarantee from a vet. It's $100. If a breeder does not want to give you a health guarantee from a vet, then run the other direction, man, because there's something there. Okay. The other thing I'm going to tell you is this. Us breeders like me that embark, not just all the dogs in my yard, but every single puppy that comes off, I can show you the puppy's embark. And therefore, you have an idea if there's something there from the very beginning, if there's going to be a genetic issue with it going on, or if not. And that's very big. That's probably going to be the true health guarantee that you're going to get. You know, taking the puppy to the vet today and everything is great, and in 6 months there's something, that's, that gives you a little something, but it's not 100%. But having an embark, that gives you a little bit more, a little bit more in depth. Louis DeMille says, I've been trying to become a member, but I also, hold on, I got Kyle waving me down.
Okay, for his member thing, check out in the comments. I did drop. Oh, I'm gonna have to go drop it on Facebook or drop it with your thing. Okay, never mind. I'm gonna help him out. Also, I don't know if Montana knows they're backstage, but I know you can't see them. That's probably why you haven't brought them up.
Yeah, I haven't.
They need to have the camera on, just so you know, Montana, if you can hear it. Yeah,
Montana, do me a favor if you could get your camera on, and if not, Kyle, do me a favor, drop your phone number. Oh, there they go.
It is.
All right, so tell you what, let's stop everything here for a second. We'll come back to this comment, and then this dog we're about to judge, it's got to hit a 7.5 or higher. If it does, they're going to get a free spin. So let me bring them on. All right, Miss Montana, your microphone is muted. Can you unmute your mic, please?
Okay.
Perfect. Where are you located at?
Montana.
Oh, okay. Okay, I thought that was your name or your last name.
You know, it just worked out that way.
Okay, so, and who are we going to be seeing today?
This is Duke.
Duke, okay. Go ahead and walk him away from the camera. Let me see his rear.
Let's go.
Bring him to a front stack, please.
Huh? We're new. Hey.
Okay, and if you could go ahead and walk him side to side so I can see his movement on his back.
Let's go. Let's go. Uh-oh, I'm in the way. Hold on.
Yeah, no issues. Go ahead, correct that, and bring him on to the other side.
Let's go. Do you want me to keep going?
Yeah, walk him all the way through.
All right. Let's go.
Okay, do the same thing, but do me a favor, move further back.
Okay.
There you go. About there. There you go. Now move them side to side.
All right. This way. Let's go. All right.
Well, will you have her come a little closer and do a side stack?
Okay. And lastly, ma'am, can you go ahead and bring the dog up and do a side stack a little closer to the camera?
Let's go. All right. We dropped all my treats on the way out the door, so. Hey.
How old is this dog?
He is almost 18 months.
Okay. How tall is he at Withers?
He is about 25 inches.
Okay. Okay. Stand by. We're going to go ahead and grade. Like I said, if he hits 7.5 or higher, you're going to get a free spin. Okay. So stand by. Okay. So, sorry. So I don't know about you, Mike, but I saw a bit of lack of angulation in the rear. Like the extremities are a bit long. He's only 18 months, so he hasn't really filled in yet. Maybe in the next year, he's definitely going to fill in, but I got to judge what's there.
Proportions are a little long, which makes him a little narrow in the front and the back. Angulation was a little mastiff. It was, lacking a little bit of rear angulation there, but a little bit of a high rear too. Not a bad looking dog, just a tall dog.
No, she just needs to wait about a year and come back on.
Let him fill out.
Unfortunately, I can't give him a 7.5. I would love to. Yeah. I could give him a 7.
I'll go 7. Yep.
Let me bring her on. I give him a 7, sweetheart. And let me just tell you, you did exceptional out there with him. It's just that he's still, he's so tall, but he's not filled in yet. It's just a matter of giving him about another year. He's going to do just fine. But either way, go ahead and unmute your mic so we can talk here.
Yep.
Either way, can you tell us what's the name of your kennel? Where are you located? Do you have a kennel? Yes.
Not really. We're Dynamite Farms.
Okay.
On Instagram with a Z. We're in Montana.
Okay.
Kind of southwest Montana. We are breeding this guy with we've got a little Merle female, so I'm hoping we might have puppies coming up, but.
Did you say you're going to breed him to a Merle female?
Yes.
Have you done an embark on him?
He is not Merle.
Okay, but did you embark him?
Yes.
Okay. Is he by any chance, I see he's got ticking on him, but by any chance, does he have anything to do with Harlequin?
No.
Okay. I was going to tell you, either way, just make sure to check the H locus.
Oh,
yeah. Make sure to check that H locus because it would be a problem. But if not, then you're good to go. And he looks like he's going to be a good dog. He just needs to fill in a little bit.
He's tall, but I can see him starting to fill out. Like I said, he's almost 18 months. So,
well, the taller dogs like that, they'll shorter dogs usually stop gaining height close to a year, but some of the taller dogs will grow to about 18 months. And so he's probably just now getting done with his height. He hasn't gained any width yet. And so you'll notice in the next year, he'll start to fill out quite a bit.
Right.
We'd love for you to bring him back.
He'll keep growing. He'll keep growing 4 or 5 years sometimes. That blood.
Oh yeah.
This wouldn't be Montana Gems, is it?
It is. Yep.
That's Raul. This is Montana Gems.
Sponsors. Well,
yes.
How you doing, Montana Gems?
Hello.
Love for you guys.
I knew it. I knew 2 and 2 clicked together.
Afterwards.
Well, listen. Hey, if you need any consult or anything on this boy, you already know. Having been one of our sponsors in the past, you get free consults from me, so you can hit me up at any point. But either way, just keep working with him, and let's let him fill out. I think he's going to be all right once he fills out.
We'd love for you to bring him back.
Okay.
Yeah,
let him
in about
bring him back.
In about 6 months. I love to see the improvement in about 6 months.
Okay. Well, and we'll have more. We'll be more improved ourselves. So it's all new to me. So, but we're working on it.
You did great for starters. Either way, Miss Montana. Thank you.
Right.
I'm gonna call you Miss Montana until you tell me your name. What's your name?
Anna.
Okay, Miss Anna. Thank you so much for coming on.
Hey, thank you guys.
All right, nice to meet you.
That was awesome, man.
Yeah,
that was awesome.
Good.
So, guys, if you guys decide to bring the dog on, and we decide to give that dog a 7.5 score or higher, you're going to get a free spin at the end of the show. Okay, that's what we're doing. Because I had some people asking if we brought back the bully stack off. No, we haven't. But you're able to show, regardless what we're talking about, you're able to show your dog, and if it's a 7.5 or higher, we're going to give you a free spin. Okay.
Y'all don't be scared, man. Bring your dogs out. We want to see them.
One more thing on that comment about not being able to do the membership. Go to your messages. Look at your message request. I sent you a personal message too. That way I can help you out. If you're listening, I sent you a personal message. Go check it out.
Hollywood, do me a favor. Go ahead and drop the link again for anybody that wants to show their dogs. XL Champ Cooper. We're gonna drop the link. Anybody that wants to show their dog, you could just show your dog. The minute I see you back here, I'm gonna bring you on. You don't even have to ask. The minute I see you, I'm bringing you in.
That means just click on the link and you'll be backstage and have your camera on and you can show your dog.
Correct. So yeah. So back to our topic here on contracts, man. So let me go back to the message my gentleman Louis DeMille had dropped. I have been trying to become a member. Okay, never mind. What I want to say on contracts is you could be as creative as you want and add whatever you want on there. If you do not add a what if specification, you're going to get your butt caught on the door. What I mean by that is, if Mike and I enter a contract and he's supposed to pay me when the puppies are 10 weeks old, and that's specified that at 10 weeks he's got to pay me, but you got to add the following step, which is, what if he doesn't pay me? And you got to add on the contract, either deposits are non-refundable, or you have only a 72-hour window from the 10-week mark to pay me. Otherwise, you're forfeiting your deposit. Okay? That type of language has to be on there. If you just say you got to pay me by the time the pup is 10 weeks old, and you don't say what if, right? What if he doesn't pay me? These are the next steps. Then that becomes very obscure at that point, and you really don't have a claim. Okay?
So we've talked about puppy contracts. I'd like at some point to talk about studding contracts, because it's a different thing altogether.
I got to interrupt you, man. We got XL Champ Cooper on board. He wants to show us his pup, man.
Let's get it.
XL Champ, what's up, man? Where you located at?
Dallas, Texas.
Dallas, Texas. Who you going to be showing tonight?
My boy Champ.
Okay, make it happen. Yeah, walk him away from the camera. Let me see the rear. Okay, bring him towards the camera to a front stack. Okay, walk back behind the car and walk sideways. I want to see his movement.
You mean like turn around?
Go past the car and walk sideways so I can see his movement. Yeah, but there you're blocking him. I need the dog on my side and you on the other side. Do exactly what you did where you are. Get on the other side of the dog.
Like this?
Yeah, but
dude, just like that, but go further back.
Let me go ahead and grade the dog. All right. So one of the things that's going to count against you is if you're not prepared for, presenting the dog the way we're asking. We're asking walk away so we can see the rear, walk to the front stack, and then we need side to side. He walked them side to side. He was a little bit too close, and then he would get in front of the dog when he was walking in the back. But either way, I will say this, and I didn't ask the age of the dog. I will here in a second. The dog seems a little bit narrow, and extremities seem a bit long, and the rear is a bit narrow. So I'm willing to guess that this is probably an XL dog that is really young. Let me see if XL Champ's still there. XL Champ, can you hear me? Okay, he's not there. I got to make it a point to ask the age of the dog when they first come in.
And I want to go in. I want to explain a little bit more in detail what it is that we're expecting of them. So you're gonna take the dog and you're gonna walk away from the camera and turn around and come back towards the camera and stop in a front stack facing us with the dog. And then we're gonna get a good look at that dog in a front stack.
Correct.
And then you've got to go back far enough away from us where we don't just see the profile of the dog and that's it right here in the front of the camera. We need to be able back here so we can see the dog travel in motion. And when we do that, we want you to be on the far side of us from the dog so that when you're walking past, you're not blocking the dog, but the dog's in front of you. And you're traveling behind it. That way we can see the dog's movement. And then you want to circle around and come back close again to us so we can see a close side stack of the dog where we can look at the rear angulation and the top line in a side stack.
Okay, so he's 1 year old. Louis DeMille. Louis, I grade them based on their height. So when I ask how tall the dog is, that's what I have to grade on. But I'll be honest with you. This last dog, for example, I was grading him as an XL because I could just see how tall he was from the get. However, he's 1 year old, like XL Champ Cooper says. And again, he's just not filled in. And so I can't give him a 7.5 grade. But XL Champ Cooper, bring him back in about a year, man. I love to see the dog. I got Kyle waving me down.
I'm curious to know how tall that dog is.
Just so you know, Louis, if you're trying to become a member, that's a member for YouTube. I don't know what you're trying to accomplish. Are you trying to just get the app? If you're becoming a member, that's a member to be on YouTube.
Do me a favor. Put your phone number on the banner and have him text you directly.
Yeah, I got it.
All right. Thank you, bro. I appreciate it. Lorenzo's asking an exceptional question. The question is, do puppy contracts have an expiration date? What if the breeder cannot provide a quality pup? I could tell you about me and my contracts. If I cannot provide you a quality pup, your deposit still remains non-refundable. What happens at that point is I could transfer your deposit to coming litters. That's it. We're not going to sit here. And why is that? I'm going to tell you why. Because I could have a female that took, and on day 35, we go ahead and we do an ultrasound, and we're pretty sure she's got 8 to 10 pups up in there. And then 2 weeks later, she decided to consume. No one has control over that, dude. Neither do I, neither do you, neither does the dog in a lot of times. So not only that, how about if I do produce 10 pups in the litter, but not one was a female, they were all males. No one has control over that. And so I can't sit here and not advertise my pups because you paid a deposit, only to find out at the same moment as you that instead of having, X amount of females, we had 0 females in the litter. That's how that works. Is it perfect? Is it a perfect world? No, it is not. But that's how that works. Lewis says, I'm trying to become a QBN member, not just on YouTube, but okay, I got you. Kyle's letting me know. So that's it with the contract, guys. We can sit here and talk about all these imaginative, creative scenarios.
Well, what about the stud contract? Because it's a different thing altogether, right?
Well, stud contracts, here's my recommendation to you guys. Do not pay a stud contract in advance. Don't worry if the breeder's saying that the stud is going to cost 10 times what it does tomorrow. Don't do it. I have found that when you pay a stud contract, you lose absolute leverage. Then you could have the guy that's supposed to ship you the sperm decide, oh, you know what? I just started a new job last week and my dog sperm isn't good for me to send it to you. What are you going to do then? Or, like just happened recently to me, paid good nickel on a dog on a stud contract, and they decided they wanted to save $25 on a box. And instead of sending me, which is the industry standard in my eyes, which is Canine Express, which is the best box you can send out there. Yeah, it costs $50, but you're charging $5,000 for a stud. Why are you trying to save $25 on a box? So here I am, I get a box with nothing but dead sperm on a $5,000 stud fee.
No bueno.
If you're a breeder, let me tell you guys something, man. The worst thing that you could be out here as a breeder is bad business. And I can tell you this too. The last person you want to do bad business with is me. Do you know how many people I come in contact in a day? Do you know how many people I've dissuaded from using the one breeder that told me that his sperm wasn't good that week and he just started a job? That's fine. There's about 200 or 300 people I've spoken to since, and I've told them what happened to me. I'm pretty sure that there's a good number of people in that group that just decided not to use a stud. So I'm just saying, man, be elegant.
It would be dishonest if I were to come to you and say, hey, I know you were going to use so-and-so. Like, I'm thinking about using him too. How did the business transaction go between you and them? Was everything good? And it'd be unethical for you to say, like,
it would.
I'd really rather not say or protect them.
It would. And if you were garbage, if you tried to screw me over and you thought, hey, I screwed this guy over. Okay, bro, go ahead and keep the $4,000 you got from me. There's about 40, 50 people that could have used your stud that are no longer using it. Let's see who's going to hurt more in the long run. And you'd be surprised. There are people in this community that you would swear up and down, this dude is a class act. This guy, he is who he says he is. Not when it comes to money. I'm just letting you know. I don't sit here and point fingers at anybody, but those that know who I'm talking about, they know who they are. I'm sure when they're watching this live, they know I'm talking exclusively about them, and they know what I'm saying is true. Because all of a sudden, yeah, I used to get 2 or 3 studies a month, and now I'm only getting 1 if I'm lucky. Well, you screwed the wrong person over, bro. That's what happened. Queen's New Blood said, I have it in mind that both the male and female, both repo vet check before breeding to ensure both dogs are healthy. That's a good nugget to throw in there. A good nugget to throw in there is the collection process and shipping will be done through a veterinarian. Even if it means you're going to have to pay $350 to $500 for that collection. Yeah. I'm just letting you guys know. Because otherwise you're going to have, like I had that one time with this one dude that's Mr. Popular in the community, and you just wouldn't believe this dude told me, I just started a new job and my dog's sperm just isn't good right now. What? What do you mean it ain't good right now? If I paid you a stud credit on the dog, you better be collecting your dog on a weekly so his sperm is ready to go. What do you mean? Oh, okay, I know what you mean. What you mean is you got my money, I got no leverage. It's all good. It's all good. But from now to the day I die, everyone and their sister is going to hear that story. Everybody that brings up your name to me will hear that story directly from me. And then
so as far as using a third party, the reason why that's so important, I think we should clarify to people why that's such a big deal, is because that brings in the vet's liability. So his professional oath is on the line. Now, there's not just, well, I put it in the box and it was cold and blah blah blah. The vet's got to say, I checked all these boxes and shipped it out.
This is the sperm count. This is the sperm count. This is the motility. I'm making sure that we package the box the way it's supposed to be packaged. I don't want to hear if I paid $5,000 on the stud credit that you packaged it wrong, bro. That's 6 months. I got to wait until my bitch is ready again because you saved $25 on a box. That's horse shit, bro.
That's terrible.
That's straight horse shit. I mean, I get stuff happens. I get it. Okay. But right now, if you were to go to my garage, I got like 20 Canine Express boxes, bro. I don't stud 20 times in a month, but they're there. And if you call me, your damn Skippy tomorrow's going to be shipped in a Canine Express box. You don't go save a nickel on one of these little Mickey Mouse boxes. You don't know how to package it. Then you're costing me a stud. You're costing me 6 months of time. You don't do that, bro. That's how you get a bad name. And in this industry, bad business is the fastest way you're going to lose money, bro.
It's toxic.
It is. It is. How do you explain on a $5,000 stud credit that you were trying to save $25 on a box? Explain that. Explain that. Explain the fact that I got to wait 6 months because your stupid ass wants to save $25 on a box. Explain that.
To me, Embark is the same thing. For me, it's like you can't explain to me why you're studying this dog 10 times a month and you done made 200 grand off this dog in a year. And you won't get a $150 test. I don't understand that. Especially if I'm the buyer and I'm saying it's important to me. Hey, I would really like to use your dog. Can we get an Embark test so I can see what's under the hood?
Yeah.
It's $150, you know?
Yeah. The programmer says, as a breeder, customers always want to see the pups in person before giving a deposit. People are afraid to get scammed. What do you do if people want to see the pup first? Listen, me, QBN, you call me up. Hey, bro, I just want to make sure you're not a scammer. No problem, bro. We're going FaceTime. Here's the pup. Here's mom. Here's dad. If I got him on the yard, blah, blah, blah. That's how you stop yourself from being scammed. I want to see you with the pup. And right now it's 625. I want you to show me your watch that it says 625. That's how I know you are who you say you are. Right? That's the way to do it.
Proof of life.
The whole thing about customers wanting to see pups and they want to use it as an excuse to come see your yard. Look, man, I'm going to tell you guys this right now. For security reasons, I don't allow everybody on my yard. And if you do come to my yard, I'm going to let you know right now, there's 26 cameras. Everything about you is going to be seen. It's just the way it's going to go, right? You'll see here in the long run how people are pretty shady when it comes to this industry. And this is why people must protect themselves. Now, if somebody wants to see the puppy before they buy, it's going to be FaceTime and it's going to be live. If that's not good enough for you, then that's okay. You can go buy someplace else where they're going to let you.
We have met people away from the program, you know, away from the kennel. You have met people up the road at Walmart or something like that at certain people, certain times. You've done that in the past.
Yeah, I have. Police department.
Yeah, but mainly to bring the pup to them, not to show them the pup. They already purchased it.
No, not to show. I'm not going to listen.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you
only when they purchase it. That's the only time he's ever done that.
I'm going to tell you right now, there are so many wishy-washy people that'll show up there with their wife. He's there. You're there with your pup. You're there for an hour and a half. You've been texting this dude for a day and a half. He looks at the pup only to tell you, we don't want it. Look, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not doing that. I'm going to FaceTime you. You're going to see the pup. That's all you're going to get. If you don't like that, that's fine. I understand. Move on. It's cool. I get it. But to go down to a police department every time you want somebody to come see the dog and they want to inspect the dog and they want to see the mom and the dad and they want to take time away from your day, realistically, I don't have that type of time. And neither does 99.9% of the breeders out here.
It sounds good until you do it, 10 times in a week.
Right.
And then it's like, hold on, man. I'm not finna be all over the place like this now.
Correct. But yeah, I would definitely have in the contract that the sperm must be shipped, must be analyzed and shipped by a veterinarian. This is really important. Otherwise, and I got my ass caught on the door. Otherwise, oh, I just started a new job and his sperm ain't good. Oh, well, I'm going to keep my image to the American Bully public nice and clean, but you and me know I just screwed you over. Yeah, you and me and the 200 people that have come talk to me afterwards. And every time your name comes up, I let everybody know. That's just the way it's going to go, bro. Keeping it real. I'm not going to come out here and say your name or try to bash you. No, we're not going to do that. Oh, such and such. Oh, this happened with such and such. If you want to use the stud or not, that's up to you. But this is what happened. And it's only fair, man. You screwed me over. What do you want me to do? Sit here and protect you over what? Just keeping it real. Maurice, congrats in Saratha. Wishing you a large, healthy litter. There you go, man. Queen's Bully. That means the breeder doesn't see you as anything but another dollar and holds you to no value. Infamous Raul, you're getting a little heated. Eat a lime. You're not you when you're hungry. Maybe I should be biting into a Snickers bar, right? You seen them Snicker bar commercials? They're pretty funny. Yeah, no, man. Look, you know what pisses me off, bro? What pisses me off is not even the $4,000 this dude got from me. It's the fact that he thinks he's slick and the fact that he keeps this persona in front of the public like he's this really clean, good breeder. And you're not really clean, good breeder. You screwed me over. And that's why I'm going to let the world know, bro. Anybody that brings up your name in conversation will know you did this to me. And that's the way.
It was over $25 price cut on a box.
No. That's a different one. That's a different one. No, that's a different one. That's a different one. It was a 25. Yeah, they decided it makes no sense to me, dude. Makes no sense. How in the world somebody pays that much money on a stud and you're trying to do a $25 box? At least to me. Montana Pete says,
before you read Montana Pete, what do you think is a good, standard operating procedure on on somebody coming back, say it didn't take? How do you verify that you actually used it on the female?
Simple.
You used the
vet. Yes, the vet. And everything is the third party.
So if my vet says that he put the semen in my female and she didn't take, do I get another chance? How many chances do I get? Okay, here's the deal. That should be in the contract too, right?
Yeah, it should be in the contract. Here's the deal. Here's how I do it. You need to go to a vet by the time she's 35 days. So say we did it today. Okay, so let's go ahead. And today's what, the 24th, right? March 24th. So we're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. On or about May 5th, give or take 48 hours. If she didn't take, I need to get something from a vet saying she didn't take. And I wanted an email form with his letterhead and everything else. He could email me directly. If I get that, right, then I will repeat the breeding. There is no additional charge to you except the shipping of the box. The box is going to cost about $150 to ship to you. That's it. That's all you're going to pay. Okay. How many times are we going to do it? Listen, I've done it up to 4 times. It is what it is. right? I know things can happen. You know, the female didn't take, it was too hot, she consumed, whatever. That I would do. What I'm not going to do is reship it, regardless if you pay the $150 and you didn't take her to a vet to verify whether she's pregnant or not. Ultrasound is going to cost you $80 regardless, and you're going to have to do it regardless because you want to find out if she took or not. So that's how I do it, man. If you want to put a limit, I say 3 times is fair. So when you want to use a stud, you can use them up to 3 times. If your female didn't take, then the breeder's off the hook. 4 times could be a bit much, but it really hasn't happened that much with me. But yeah, I would never pay on a stud where I can only either use them once if she took or not, or twice. I don't think that's fair. I think three times is fair enough. Hold on, I got Kyle in the back. What you got, man?
Hey, and I was gonna say that vet's probably not gonna feel comfortable doing his letterhead and risking his license unless he's the one doing your TCI or surgical or whatever.
No. He doesn't even have to be the one doing the TCI. But here's the deal.
Well, how is he gonna look? If he says, okay, well, I'm X-raying or ultrasound and there's no pups in here, how's he gonna say, like, well, who did even say that they even used the sperm and tried to put it in the female?
So let me tell you. First of all, the person doing the ultrasound doesn't even have to be the same person who did the TCI. Doesn't have to be.
But you have to have a vet for each.
Correct. You got to have a vet for each. It's got to be specified.
That's what I meant.
It's got to be specified in the contract. And if you did do, say, a surgical, I want a copy of the receipt.
That makes sense. Yeah, that's what I was getting at. You're getting a vet done for the actual procedure and for the ultrasound to make sure, and then you're good on the same dog.
It could be 2 different vets. It doesn't matter. The one that did,
you can verify both.
Yeah, the one that did the surgical, as long as you have receipt, that's good to go. And then you could go to another vet and they did the ultrasound and she's not pregnant. Okay, that's fine.
What's crazy is that we've gotten to this point these days, because even here in Louisiana, like up to like a couple years ago, I was still doing hey, yes, sir, I'm gonna get it done. Handshake deals. Like, this is how we do it here in the South. And nowadays, like, you can't even do that. It's a shame. It's such a shame. You can't trust people now.
Let me say this, and I know I'm going to turn off a lot of the younger people, but I have to say it, man. My generation, which includes Hollywood and Michael Higginson here pretty much, it was just a different way of doing things. Now, these younger generations, I've found, have learned through technology how to try to scam you or be slick or by doing things through technology. They try to make things.
Well,
they try to work.
When we grew up, you were always told a man has 2 things: his word and that's what you stand on. If I tell you I'm going to do something, you can bet it's going to get done. I'll be there when I tell you I'm going to be there. That's just how it is.
Listen. Let me just say this, and this comes down also to your business, right? So think about it for a minute, right? And I think this is one of the reasons, and I know I'm tooting my own horn when I say this, but it's one of the reasons why it sets QBN apart. So before QBN even existed, I was a nurse. My wife is a nurse. I decided to breed dogs because it's my passion, is what I love to do. It's way different than we got to breed dogs so we could pay the rent. It's a whole different beast. When you need to sell that puppy to pay the rent, then that's when the scamming and all this other stuff come into play, unfortunately, right? All I got to say is, at this stage of my life, I'm about to turn 51. I don't have the time to either play games, driving to the police station to show somebody a dog or anything like that, because I felt that in the last 10 years, the way I've handled myself doing business is good. You can go into the community groups and forums. You will never see anybody writing on there, QBN stole my money. Where, when, why? Don't even need it, right? Don't need it. Don't need to steal it. I need it right. Otherwise, I don't need it at all. But that's where, the market and the buyer learns over time when they do business, whether the breeder they're dealing with is actually worth it or not, whether they're trying to take advantage of them or not, whether they're only seeing them as a dollar sign or not. That's really what it comes down to. Louis DeMille, so are you saying you didn't even get a refund or of your stud fee deposit back? No, bro, I didn't get anything. And it wasn't even offered. And he knows very well what he did. And it's okay. It's okay. I've been breeding for 10 years. This happened, I want to say maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago. I've already spoken to about 200 people. So you could only imagine in the next 10 or 15 years how many more people I'm going to talk to. And so it's okay. It's going to be all right. I promise you. We're going to be all right. This is why when you screw the wrong person, go ahead, man.
Well, I can just say, watching from a different perspective, dude's been a ghost since then. Is it connected to that or not? Who knows? But I can tell you this. I haven't seen or heard anything about the dude in a long time.
Me too, bro. And I'm pretty sure I'm not the only person he's screwed over. Only problem he's got is that he's used to people that do this have done this. And it's not a coincidence that they did it to me and I'm the only one. No, he's done it. Here's the deal. What he does is he'll do this, lower his head for a good year and a half, and then pop his little head up. Here's the problem, bro. I'm going to be here for the next 10 or 15 years. I ain't going nowhere. And everyone and their sister is going to know about the story over and over and over again. If you mention his name when you're talking to me or texting me, I'm going to bring it up. I'm not going to voluntarily bring it up. But if you ask me, I'm going to tell you exactly what he did. And that's just the way we're going to hammer it. Wait, I have a question here. Brayman, sorry to step off topic, but what's your opinion on I can't say that word on YouTube, by the way, for cancer in dogs. I don't have an opinion on it, bro. I know for a fact that is used mostly as an anti-parasitic. I have no knowledge of it working for that. I wish I did. I may have to talk to veterinary friends of mine to see what they have to say about it. As far as me, I really can't sit here and blow hot smoke at you. I don't know. Okay. Queen says, Raul kicking back saying, I got time. Oh, yeah. I got plenty of time, bro. I got plenty of time. And think about it. If in 2 years I've told 300 people, in 10 years, if I continue at that rate, it's going to be what? It's going to be a good 1,200 people that are going to be told.
Here's the lesson right here. This is the big deal, buddy. At the end of the day, if you're showing dogs or you got a dog and you're doing your thing, hey, if that's as big as it is, then whatever. But if you're going to have a program, if you're going to breed dogs, if you're going to consider yourself a breeder, then you need to have some ethics, man. You need to be able to know, like, hey, the right and wrong code of conduct. You need to know, what you're doing and make sure you're doing it right, because this is all a reflection of your business and your ethics and everything that you do. It's there and it's done, and you can't take it back when you make a mistake like that breeder did with you. And he knew better. And so, can people make mistakes as breeders and in business? Of course. But when people find out that this was not an accident, then you're in big trouble.
Yeah, this is not a mistake.
Because people are not going to trust you, especially dealing online as much as we do in this.
This is not a mistake. This dude's been breeding for easily 15, 20 years.
Oh, 100%.
He makes himself out to look like this squeaky clean guy, but he's as much a rat as the next scammer out there, bro.
So to y'all coming up in this, like me, I'm a young breeder. I'm very careful with how I do business, and I'm very careful with the promises that I make. I'm very careful with my word. If I don't know, I say I don't know, and if I got to find out, I'll find out. But I'm not going to put my foot in my mouth, not in business, because it's a reflection on what I'm doing forever. And my advice to you guys and to myself is be careful. Be careful what you commit to and what you say you'll do, because it's a reflection of your character and it will hold on the internet. I promise you.
Hold on, I got Kyle.
I gotta add something to that though. You're gonna make mistakes, man. It's how you recover from them as well. Like, look, you can make a mistake on accident. I don't think that's what you're saying. You're careful, but you're still gonna make mistakes. It's how you recover from them. If he said, "Oh well, I'm so sorry, bro. Let me fix that. Here, let me at least do something for you, or give you this back, or let me make it up to you, or do this," that would have been different. You see what I'm saying? I don't think people realize that when you're coming up in this, you're going to make mistakes because nobody knows everything. You're learning something new every day.
I'm pretty sure once he watches this live, or he gets wind of this live, and he realizes that his stud count has gone down a good 50 to 75%.
It's already too late. It's too late.
Then maybe he might want to contact me and wanting to give me money back at that point.
It's too late, bro.
And I will notify him that I will continue saying this story till the day I die. So it's up to you whether you want to pay me or not at this point. Right. So that's how we're going to roll, man.
I appreciate that, Kyle. But, I of course, people are going to make mistakes.
Yeah.
I'm going to make mistakes, but it is how you follow through. It is how you clean it up.
Exactly.
Like, hey, man, that ain't what I meant to do. How can we make this right? You know
Correct.
what I mean? So,
but you're not purposely going out and like doing this stuff. You might have made a slip up because you didn't know any better or something. And I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about new breeders in general.
Yeah,
it's gonna happen because they don't know.
Well, listen, man, you got a list there, Kyle, of people that are gonna be spinning here, and so give me the first name so we can get the first spin going, man.
Looks like it's gonna be the Perfect Storm.
The Perfect Storm. Here we go. Perfect Storm. Perfect Storm. Oh, dang it. Perfect Storm.
Close.
Dang it. Man, I ate that lemon for nothing. Who's up next, man?
We got Queen's New Blood Kennel, which, by the way, I'm loving that logo.
Here we go. Queen's New Blood.
Uh-oh, here we go.
With the new logo. Oh, there it is there. It's not lose. I ate that lemon for nothing. All right, man. Who's up next?
That's 2 lines.
Reyes.
For no reason.
Reyes Kennels. Here we go, Reyes. Pues claro que sí, cabrón. Here you go. Oh, there it is, Reyes. Yes. Yes.
Nope.
Oh, Reyes.
That wheel, bro, that wheel is not liking people tonight.
No,
Infamous.
We got next Infamous.
Infamous.
Right. Infamous from the Mary Island Islands.
I believe I ate a line for this one.
Stop.
It's right there again.
Yeah.
No, look how close that thing was.
Man, that was close, man. That was close. Anybody else?
There's no way. No, that's it.
All right, man.
Man, you couldn't get any closer than that. I'm telling you.
No, man. The 2 last spins, that was pretty close.
I thought the first.
Queen's New Blood says, I got too many wins as is. He's cracking up. But listen, guys, I'm gonna let Hollywood start it up the way he started it up tonight.
All right, guys, it's Hollywood Holland, your boy in the back of the queue, and we're catching you on the next one.
Michael Higginson.
Hey, it's Michael Higginson with QBN Kennel, man. Your co-host with the most. I loved it tonight, man. Catch y'all on the next one.
Oh my God. Co-host with the most. I like that. I like that. That was pretty nice, man. Pretty nice. Go ahead and eat a lime on that one, man. Just messing with you. Well, I got Hollywood messing with me, man. Hey, guys, it's been a good live. It's kind of hard to kind of pinpoint everything that goes into a contract because, the possibilities are endless. I hope, however, with the many stories we were able to talk about, that I was able to shed some light for you guys as to what can actually be going on in somebody's head if you pay them ahead of time on a stud fee and they decide to steal your money blind the way they happened to me. Just giving you a heads up, guys. Either way, it's been Raul from the Q. I'll be catching you on the next.
Here we go. Kill the whistle. Oh, yeah. We are going for a whole hour. Straight dog talk and the song. Jump on in and speculate. Show up on time. Don't be weak and late. We are community, so don't hate. And learn to cooperate. Yeah. Hit that like button and do your thing. 5 membership will get you in. So let's talk dog.